Hey guys, Birthday Party Princess here. Today we're going to talk about a few tips that might be helpful to birthday princesses on the go, or cosplayers, or just anybody who wants to have fun little tips to take with them on the road when they have to appear and look good at their jobs. One thing that people always write to me is they say, can you advise me on any tips for being a birthday party princess when I'm just starting out? And I thought I would put this video together and just talk about a few really essential things that you don't really think about when you're first starting out, but you come to learn about them really quickly after one or two screw ups. And so one of the big things I really want to talk to you about is an on-the-go party bag. Now this has nothing to do with when you actually go into the party. This is for all those times when you're in the car and something terrible goes wrong right before you do the party or event. One of the most important things that I will mention that you should keep in this party bag, which you should keep in your car, in the on the dashboard, or preferably in the glove compartment or even under the seat. Just keep it in your car at all times, or the car of whoever you travel with when you do birthday parties. And it'll just be your emergency kit for princess stuff. And before I talk about anything, I even had it in the bag ready to go before I talk about it. Eyelash glue. Always have this with you. I cannot tell you how many times I have put on my eyelashes, which I'm not wearing right now, but if my little eyelashes for a party, and they were fine right up until I got to the party, and one of them just started trying to jump ship, and I spent the rest of the party trying to talk and do this when nobody was looking, otherwise they just kept going away when I was blinking. And that is something you really don't want to have to be worrying about when you're on the job. So before you do anything, when you get your little makeup bag for your little emergency princess bag, a tube of eyelash glue. And if you're like my roommate Erica, who is allergic to latex, and some people say, well, I can't wear false eyelashes when I'm a princess because I'm allergic to latex, and latex is, you know, what the glue is made of. There is latex-free eyelash glue, and it even comes in black, which is awesome because it's not as obvious when it dries. And if you look out there, just Google latex-free eyelash glue, it is out there. So even if you have a massive latex allergy, you can wear false eyelashes. And you really should, because they make your eyes pop. They make the whole costume pop. I was going to put them on for this, but too lazy. So next in your party bag, and if you're a cosplayer, some of these things may be a little bit redundant to you. Safety pins. Can't tell you how many times I've wished I had one of those. Safety pins and bobby pins, both in gold and brown. So no matter what color wig you're wearing, you are ready. And for heavy duty wigs, little alligator kind of clips, like little, you know, those kind of clips. Just in case. And I would carry a good, you know, 5 or 10 of each of them. And at least 10 safety pins, because you never know when you're traveling with another princess and suddenly everybody's costume starts going wrong. So you should definitely have one of those. My phone's making noises. Next thing you should have in your emergency bag is a good red lip liner. I know not everybody uses red for all of the characters. Red is a Snow White color, or Belle, or, you know, whoever. And you might use like a dark pink or whatever, but if you have an emergency where for some reason you need to color your lips right before you go to a party, red can't go wrong with any costume. All right, it's kind of like a one size fits all. So you have it for the ones that need red, and for ones that need pink, it's okay. It's all right, it'll do. And just in case, I keep a backup pinker kind of lip gloss to go over it, just in case. And again, these are all things that I have found myself with in need of many times, and kind of like honed my bag over the years of just the essentials of what I really need. Q-tips to fix your makeup, spot coloring. This is Smashbox camera ready, dark spot correcting, just in case. A hair tie and hair clips. And I will also add well, I don't have one up here, but I usually have a baseball cap in my back seat, and that's just to throw on in case, you know, you just don't want to wear your wig anymore. It's pinching your head, but you got an hour's drive home, and that's what this is for as well. So you can take it off, give your head a rest, and if you need to jump out and I don't know, go get gas or something. Maybe you've got like a pullover you can throw over your costume. Then this is to take the wig off and preserve it. And you'll be all set. Black eyeliner, just a little tiny stick, just in case. And a brown pencil for brows or an eyeliner or whatever. It's just kind of like a darkish brown. I can't tell you how many times I've been perfect to go to a party and then just, all right, time to get out of the car and go. And I just go like this for a minute and half my flippin' eyebrow comes off. And I'm like, oh, great. Fantastic. You know, thank God I have this. And last but not least, you can actually, you don't have to put this in your kit. You can just use it every day. But if you want one around, this is L'Oreal True Match. A lot of people have different conflicting feelings about this line. I happen to love them. It's a super blendable powder, it says right there, and you can really get your own skin color. I mean, they have a ton of different colors, so you can really match to yourself. This is a great powder because it gives you that velvety kind of flawless finish over your foundation. You still have to wear foundation, and you should definitely wear sunscreen under all of that. But once you've got your face good to go, this really, really does a good job of giving you a velvety finish over your skin so it looks a little bit more flawless. And it's great where you've been out on the job all day and you've got like 2 or 3 parties and you've got one more to do and you're just, ugh, and like you feel like your makeup is all tired or like gathering in lines or whatever, or it's just, you're tired, your makeup looks tired. Throw a little bit over the top, just a little bit of this, and it'll really freshen up your look. And it's great because it's a really thick powder. It's almost like a powder slash makeup kind of duo, but mostly it's just powder. But of all the colors that I've used and all the products that I've used, this is the one kind of like your one stop towards just getting an overall like just, okay, good. Now it looks all nice and smooth and velvety and shine free. Let's go, you know? None of that, like, you know, sitting there with like 6 different kinds of makeup and trying to blend and blah, blah, blah. You can do that at home, but this is a really good refresher. It'll make your skin look a lot less tired after a long day of you being tired and entertaining small children. So that is what I carry in my bag, in my car, in the glove compartment at all times. And, you know, there are a couple other little assorted things that I use that are just for me, but that is the gist of what you should have in there. And never tell yourself, oh, I don't need one of those. I just do one party a month. No big deal. You will need it. There will be a time when you will be like, oh my God, I'm so glad. I am so glad I keep this in my car. And don't leave it in there for 6 months and then check on it later because some of those products may have separated or gone bad. Check it every month. Just once a month, go out in there and be like, does it look okay? Good. Make sure you put the supplies back in if you use them. And one more thing that I always carry, although I don't keep it in the bag, 2 different kinds actually, are makeup removers. The CVS and the Willa. They're 2 different kinds of brands, but they do the same thing. And that's to slough off all my makeup after a job if I want to run into CVS. Somebody on the Princess Hub on Facebook said that, something very funny the other day, which was, most women feel like they have to put makeup on to be acceptable in public. We feel like we have to take a lot of it off before we can go out into public. It's, you know, you get out of off a gig and you're like, I have to run to the store for some, like, for a sandwich or some milk or something. I better take all this makeup off. Like, it's like, I got bright lights on me right now, but I'm wearing like the bare minimum of a princess amount, and it is an awful lot. And so it's nice to have those wipes there because then if you've got a long drive home from a party, it's not sitting on your face any longer than it has to. Sometimes when I get out of a party, I just go, hey, see you later. Wipe it all off. And your skin will thank you. So here are a couple really quick tips that you can use, not just as a princess, but just in general. A lot of people ask how you make your eyebrows stay. They get those like pencil and gel combos. Hairspray. Just put a little on your finger, tap it over your brow. Or if you have a really, really light hairspray, don't use a really strong one. A really light hairspray, just cover your eyes and just go across your brow. That's actually how you keep your makeup to stay too. If you know it's going to be really hot out and you're going to be sweating at an outdoor event, just like a real quick spray in the face with a very light hairspray, that's actually what pageant girls do to keep their makeup staying put all day. Don't sit there and blast it until you can't even move your face. Just like a really, this is like the really strong hairspray that I use to do my Marilyn Monroe style hair sometimes. It's like a 10. Just get a really light one, and it'll not only keep your brows in place, but it'll keep the rest of your makeup. Just make sure you close your eyes and keep it away from your eyes. Duh. Another good thing that I know someone who has a Tinkerbell costume. I'm sorry, fairy costume, not Tinkerbell. And she's kind of, I want to say a little shy about her legs because she thinks she has cellulite on the back of her legs. I don't see it, whatever. But this really helps. It's another pageant trick. If you're worried about cellulite on the back of your legs when you're playing a fairy or something, or a ballerina or something where you have to show your legs, stand up and then bend over as far as you can forward till you touch the floor. I'm not kidding. Take the hairspray and give the back of your legs a really quick blast, like just enough. Not until it's running down your legs, just a little, just enough, until it's pretty coated, and then just stay that way until it dries. And it will temporarily kind of, you know, keep your stretched out skin from pocketing back into cellulite. It'll actually disguise the cellulite. Temporarily, obviously. Don't test it over the course of 3 days. Be sure to wash that off when you get home. But if you can't wear stockings, I mean, I always say just wear nylons. But if you can't wear nylons and you have to wear an outfit like that, then that's the way to go. It's a weird thing. Weird thing. But there it is. The other thing that I would recommend is, I know I've mentioned before that olive oil is great for taking off your makeup. But I've also heard from some people who said, I've tried it, but I guess I'm just sensitive to olive oil. Which I've never met anybody who was, but I mean, I don't doubt them. They probably are. So I said, gosh, that's terrible. So there's another thing that you can do to take off your makeup. Oh, and it's so very expensive and so difficult to obtain. Petroleum jelly. Petroleum jelly. Like $2 at the grocery store. It's all the same thing. Don't pay for fancy petroleum jelly. It's literally all the same thing. All the same thing. Take your Q-tip. Just roll it around in there. Don't get like a big glob on there. Just get the end of the Q-tip wet in the petroleum jelly. Boop, 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 boop. See? Just like that. You want to see how fast this takes your makeup off? Check this out. I'm going to have like no makeup on one side of my eye. See how fast that came off? Look at that. And it doesn't leak into your eye. Look, my eyes are all lopsided now. But it doesn't leak into your eye, unlike makeup removers or even olive oil, because it's a gel. It also conditions your eyelids really nicely. Comes right off, just like that. And you'll notice it's not running into my eye, and I'm not like, it hurts, weeping. It's the cheapest thing you can use to remove your makeup. It's even cheaper than olive oil, my absolute all-time love. But I've been using it lately, and it really is terrific. It's really great. I almost want to say I prefer it to olive oil. Not yet, because I do love olive oil a lot. It's so good for your skin. But seriously, this whole tub of Vaseline or petroleum jelly or whatever the hell you want to call it, seriously, like $2. Like, not a lot. You can find it anywhere. Any CVS, any Rite Aid, any grocery store, anywhere. And it will always be cheap as dirt. And you can even get cocoa-scented petroleum jelly if you really want to. I don't know why you would, but you can. Now, here's an interesting tip for everybody who plays Elsa, i.e. the Snow Queen. What do you do when you have brown hair, but you have to be a character who's got a very high hairline that's all swept back, and the minute you turn your head, your roots are going to show just a little bit, no matter what. It's going to pull back somehow. What do you do, short of dyeing your own hair? Well, Batiste makes a dry shampoo, which for you people who don't know what that is, instead of washing your hair, if you have to run out of the gym or something and you don't have time to take a shower but you want to look nice, you spray this into your roots, and it's basically like putting cornstarch, it basically is cornstarch, spraying it into your roots, and it soaks up all the oil, and then you brush it out. Yeah, and then your hair looks nice. Batiste makes a dry shampoo that has a hint of color called Light and Blonde. So when you spray it onto yourself, onto your hand, as I'm doing, see it's got a yellow color right there? Boop, 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 boop. This will actually tint your roots And it's not a hair dye. It's not anything that's permanent. Unlike temporary hair dyes or temporary hair colors, even the ones that say for Halloween and they come straight out and all that blah, 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 this stuff is the only stuff that I've found that won't dye your wig. It will not color or mark your wig, which is awesome. And they also make it in brown in case you have blonde hair and you have to be Belle or somebody with dark hair. So I like to spray it temporarily. I put the wig on and I push it back just a little bit and spray it all around on my roots. Kind of like just rub it in just a bit. But mostly don't touch it, just leave it. And then pull the wig over it. And as soon as you're done with the party, you take the wig off and you brush that stuff right, because it's just colored powder. It won't hurt your skin, it won't hurt your hair, and it won't hurt your wig, which is awesome. So again, that's Batiste. Light and blonde hint of color. And again, they have brunette too. I love that stuff. I love it so much. If I ever have to match like a really, really yellow wig and my hair has more of like an ashy tone into it, then I just spray it right on my roots. I mean, a wig like this, you obviously don't need it because everything's all nice and covered. But for things like Elsa, unless you have platinum blonde hair, your roots are going to show. So try brushing that in if you have dark hair and see where you go with that. Anyways, that's all the tips I have for now, but I will get you some more later. And I hope you really enjoy watching my channel. If you enjoy checking out my blog posts from time to time, maybe you want to look me up on patreon.com and become a patron of mine, because your support not only pays for dumb baloney like this, but it also pays an awful lot towards charity visits to small children who really, really need it. Children in the hospital at St. Christopher's or at CHOP, Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, places like the Eliza Shirley House Homeless Shelter, places like that. Your support directly goes towards paying for visits to comfort them, small gifts, parties, things that some people can't afford, things that people can't leave the hospital for. It also goes towards peace of mind for their parents who are going through a very stressful time. So I hope you will consider becoming a patron of mine, and I hope you will consider favoriting this and checking out more nonsense on my blog. So this is the Birthday Party Princess saying bye-bye.